Hey there and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make 3 super easy freezer breakfasts. I like to make these on the weekend and use as a grab and go, before work and school. They're a hit in our home and they're super kid friendly. I hope you love them as much as I do. Now let's get on to the recipe. First we're going to start with a bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. In a greased baking dish, you want to combine 6 eggs and about 3 tablespoons of milk. Top with salt and pepper. And then stir until the yolks are beaten and broken and well combined. Then you want to bake at 325 degrees for about 18 to 20 minutes or until your eggs are set. This will vary based off of how thick your egg mixture is, but it's really important not to overcook, so keep checking. Once done, cut the egg into 6 pieces. Now get your English muffin, layer on the egg, the bacon, the cheese, and then top it with the top of your English muffin. Do this until all 6 of your sandwiches are made. Finally, wrap in foil and place in the freezer for up to a month. To reheat, you can microwave for about 30 seconds at a time until your sandwich is warmed through. Super easy. Now we're going to make these delicious, freezer-friendly apple turnovers. In a skillet, melt 1.5 tablespoons of butter. Add your apples. I used 3 small apples that were peeled, cored, and chopped into tiny squares. Once added, you want to stir well and combine with the butter. Let this cook for about 2 to 3 minutes or until the apples soften. Next, add 1/4 cup of brown sugar and a half teaspoon of cinnamon. Stir again and then add 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. So this is going to thicken the apple mixture very nicely. And then after a minute or 2 of cooking, you want to remove this from the heat and let cool completely. This step is especially important and will keep the filling from oozing out the pastry later on. Now we want to have 2 pastry sheets thawed and rolled out on a floured surface until your pastry resembles a square. It's okay if it's not perfect. You want to cut each sheet into 4 pieces so you'll end up with 8 apple turnovers in total. Scoop your cooled apple mixture onto the middle of each square. Then you want to brush all sides of your pastry with an egg mixture. I just combined 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of water. This will help all your edges stick when we form the pastry. Now to form, we want to bring the top right corner over to the bottom left corner to make a triangle. Again, this does not have to be perfect. So now you want to brush the egg wash over all the edges again. Use a fork to press down on the edges to seal them. After this, you want to poke 2 holes on the pastry with a knife to keep them from exploding later. Then, you'll transfer all 8 of your apple turnovers onto a parchment-lined baking dish. If you're freezing them, place them in the freezer at this point. Once frozen, you can place them in a bag and store for up to a month. If you're baking these from their frozen state, you don't need to thaw them first. You can go ahead and bake at 350 degrees for 45 minutes or until your puff pastry is golden. If you're baking them without freezing, go ahead and bake at 350 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes or until your puff pastry is golden. While baking, make the glaze by combining half cup of powdered sugar and 1 tablespoon of milk. Stir until well combined, and then once your apple turnovers are done, you can drizzle the glaze over top while they're still hot. So there you have it, easy, delicious apple turnovers. Now we're going to make my favorite French toast sausage roll-up. In a small container, combine 2 eggs with a few tablespoons of milk. I only used 1 tablespoon right here, but I added more later. Next, you want to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, some cinnamon, and a dash of vanilla extract. Now stir until well combined. Next, take a slice of bread and roll it out until it's thin. I used 10 slices since I had 10 sausage links. Now you want to trim the crust away. Roll the cooked sausage link up with the bread and dip in your egg mixture. And do this for all of your sausage roll-ups. In a skillet, melt 1.5 tablespoons of butter and then place your sausage roll-ups in the skillet edge side down so they don't come apart. And then you want to let them cook for a couple of minutes. And then check on them, see if they're browned underneath, and then that's when you want to flip them. They should look something like this. Once done, place them on a cooling rack. This will keep them from getting soggy as they cool. If you're eating now, you can serve them warm with maple syrup. If you're freezing, you can place them on a baking dish with parchment and freeze. Once frozen, you can place them in a bag for up to a month. You can reheat them in the microwave for 15 to 20 second intervals until they're warmed through. I hope you enjoyed these. Leave a comment down below and tell me which ones you'll be trying. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.